they're going out of business. But what exactly does it mean when a company files for bankruptcy? I think I had the question and I was like, you know what? Other people probably have the same question. What does it mean when a company files for bankruptcy? Basically, there are two types of bankruptcies. When a company files for bankruptcy, there are two ways that they can go about doing it. It's different from how we think bankruptcy goes. Yes, it's a bad thing. I mean, I'll show you. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see a meme on the screen. It's just an office meme where it says he's declaring bankruptcy. It's pretty funny. But there are two ways that you can declare bankruptcy. There is the death method where you hit 0 and it's the self-destruct button. People try to stay away from that one. That's the Chapter 7 version, where basically everything that the company owns, the Chapter 7 bankruptcy, if you ever see that one, that's the bad one. That's when everybody bails out. The company leadership says, we can't fix this. It's game over. The lenders just basically sell every single thing that they can sell brick by brick. The company is basically liquidated for every single asset that it has. But nobody really likes Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Chapter 7 bankruptcy is not good for anybody because 1, lenders don't get the full amount of their money back, and 2, debtors or the company sees all their hard work basically torn to shreds. They don't see any of those returns anymore. So nobody likes Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Chapter 7 bankruptcy is like the last resort possible. Nobody likes Chapter 7 bankruptcy. The one that you do see a lot more often, and I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it a lot, is Chapter 11 bankruptcy. When a lot of companies go through Chapter 11 bankruptcy. I mean, we've seen it in the past with companies like Forever 21 and some other companies. We saw it with Toys R Us. This is where basically you are allowed to keep running your operations, but you have to meet certain thresholds. This is where you can press pause on paying back your loans to your lenders. You go to the table, you sit down with your lenders and say, hey, this is the plan that we have in order to be a more profitable business. And then you say, this is what we're going to do. We're going to cut our operation cost by doing this, this, and this. This is when you start saying, oh, we're going through a liquidation. Final sale for everything. Come now. This is the final sale for everything. We want the store cleared out. That's usually what happens, where they start closing stores and where they start trying to reorganize leadership, when they start trying to reorganize the employees, which basically when it gets to employees, it just means they're going to cut employees and lay off a bunch of people is usually what that means. And so when this happens, it's not a good thing, but it's not as bad as that Chapter 7 bankruptcy I was talking about earlier. It's still an opportunity for you to redo your entire business by not having to worry about paying your debts back immediately. But the thing about this is you can't just say, this is our plan. The thing is, your lenders are going to be like, hey, no, that's not good enough. We want to see our money, so you need to take more drastic efforts. Now, if you don't take drastic efforts to show lenders that you're serious about trying to do your business properly, then they just take over. There'll be a committee that's formed, and if you don't do what they ask you to do, they just completely take over your business and kick you out. And then they own your business. And no company wants that. No company wants for their lenders to take over their business. It's kind of like nobody wants to get foreclosed on their house. It's basically the same thing when you go through Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Even creditors don't like that because then it ends up costing them even more money. So